Hello, friends. This is Megha, and today we are going to understand the basic concept of instrument and instrumentation. So, we will begin with what is instrument and what is instrumentation. Then we will see what is measurement, why we need measurement, and later we will see uh, the primary transducers, secondary transducers, etc. And in next lecture, we will go to the performance characteristic. So let's begin with a very basic concept of instrument and instrumentation. Instrumentation is a science and technology of measuring and controlling physical quantities. It involves the design, development, and use of instruments or devices that measure things like temperature, pressure, flow, level, speed, etc., and help monitor or control systems. So we all know it is the science and technology of measuring and controlling any physical quantities. We want to measure temperature, we use thermometer, uh, Borden tube. There are so many instruments we use in a day-to-day life. An instrument is a device used to measure, monitor, or control a physical quantity, such as a temperature, pressure, flow, level, or speed. All the successful achievements in science and technology are entirely due to its ability to measure state, condition, or characteristic of physical system in a quantitative manner with a sufficient accuracy. What is accuracy, what is precision, we will see in a later video. But now we can understand that if we want to do any invention or any research work, so we need what is the first operation is to measurement. If we know what is current state of the system, then we can improve the system or we can take further actions. But what if we don't know what is the current height, what is the current weight, what is pressure of the system, then we cannot improve it and increase its efficiency. What is transponder? Transponder are transducers which automatically release an output signal for transmission to a distant point when interrogated by another signal. It receives a signal and automatically responds with a different signal, often for communication, identification, or tracking purposes. The term is commonly used in a different context, such as in aviation, satellite communication, and other radio frequency applications. So, what is transducer? We will understand in depth later. But basically, transducer is a something which converts non-electrical quantity into electrical quantity. It's a basic definition of that. Transformers are transducer which releases automatically output signal. Why it releases? To send it to a distant point where it is interrogated by another signal. So it is very important thing in a communication. Now we will go to what is measurement. To understand how a physical or chemical system is performing, the first step is measurement. The measurement tells us about the size, amount, and intensity of different aspects of the system, helping us see its condition and effectiveness. Why we need measurement? Suppose we want to continuous monitor a patient in a hospital. So we need measurement of blood pressure through BP machine. And suppose we want to uh, we can tell the example of aircraft or spacecraft on its course of motion and the environment around the Earth is increasingly becoming common for obtaining all the information necessary for predicting their behavior or describing the next course of action. So we can say measurement is very important in a biomedical, in a spacecraft, and where not. We need measurement because it helps us to understand how things are and how they work. When we measure things accurately, we can see what's going on well and what needs improvement. Many successful achievements happen because we can check the details of physical things like state, condition, and characteristic of physical system. In simple terms, measuring gives us the information we need to make smart choice and success. Suppose we are given two instruments and we have to choose. So we will see its efficiency. So efficiency is based on the accuracy. And for the accuracy, we have to know the current state of the system, correct? So what is current reading of the system will be known by measurement. So, you know how important is a measurement? Without measuring any quantity, we cannot have a better choice or smarter options. A successful instrumentation engineer has to understand fully the system he investigates, the measuring system he chooses, and all the means he adopts for the processing of the measured data for the desired end function. Increasing demands on what the instrumentation system is desired to accomplish make them costly, and they are increasingly expected to provide rich dividends in the industrial productivity. So by measurement, we can successful instrumentation engineer knows how to measure the things in the industrial area. They should know which instrument is more efficient, which is less, and how productivity of the plant can be increased. Now we are going to the basics. So what is the measuring system? So measuring system is something which it contains three elements theoretically. The first one is primary, secondary is intermediate, and the third one is end device. The primary element is the part that directly senses the quantity we want to measure. Next, the intermediate device takes the output from the primary element and adjusts it to make it easier to understand. Finally, the end device displays the measurement on the scale we can read. So basically, to understand what is measuring system, we have divided the system into three elements. And we have given it name primary, intermediate, and end device for better understanding of any system. For example, in a thermometer, the primary element senses temperature. The intermediate device may convert that into more readable format, and the end device shows the temperature on a calibrated scale. Similar concept applied to modern tube pressure gauge and PMMC coil. Man has always extended its imaginative skills to identify physical phenomena and later developed and utilized the means for confirmation of his understanding of the phenomena. Thus, the measuring techniques and systems developed are based on basic law of nature and the evolution of these techniques. Here we can see the block diagram of the general measurement system. Yes, we can see any physical quantity is given to the primary sensing element. what primary sensing element will do? It will converted the measurement quantity into a form which we can send to the intermediate device. So, and afterwards, that intermediate device is work on the measurement to it's a readable form or which can be sensed by end device. And finally, at the end, we get the output observer can watch. Another important concept is metrology. We will see what is metrology. It is the science of precise and accurate measurement of various physical quantity, whereas a meter is understood to be an instrument for indicating or recording the measured value. The variable under measurement is referred as a measured. Example, weather instruments are tools used for measure different atmospheric condition and provides data about the weather. So here simple definition is given of metrology. It is a simple that it is the science of precise and accurate measurement of various physical quantity. Like length is measured through meter. So likewise, now another important concept is a transducer. What is transducer? A device that converts variations in physical quantity such as pressure or brightness into electrical signal is called transducer. Transducers convert one quantity into another quantity of different dimensions. So simply in a system, we apply any physical quantity and the output we can get it's in a electrical quantity. To correct electrical quantity. Yes. A transducer is any device that converts one form of energy into another. The key idea is the conversion from one type of energy, like heat, light, sound, or mechanical force, into another form, which is usually an electrical signal. Now, let's break this down into primary and secondary transducers. So basically our concept is cleared. What is transducer? Transducer is something that converts any physical quantity into electrical quantity. Why we need to convert this into electrical quantity? We think of this question. What if we don't convert any quantity into electrical quantity? The end user there will be problem at end user to measuring the quantity as it was.